Okay, so let's do this. What we need to do is press 1 on the keyboard, and then press Z so that we can see what we're looking at, and then get a middle mouse button and shift and just move into position a little bit. Okay, so what I want to do is be in face mode, so Control Tab, face, and then I'm going to right click U, and then I'm going to shift right click U, and U, and U, and U, and U, and I'm going to shift and right click all of these areas here. Okay. Effectively, anything that needs to have a border around it is what I've just selected. Okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude these out, or rather I'm going to extrude these inwards. Okay, so to do that and to make sure that we do it okay, we need to click on the little snap tool down here, which is a little magnet. Okay, so we need to make sure that's alive. And then what we're going to do is going to press E on the keyboard, but then all we're going to do is press the left mouse button before we even move anything. Okay, and then what we end up with is this sort of slidey thing that's going on. Okay, so we need to keep the faces exactly where they were, effectively. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to scale these in so that they start to make a border. Okay, now I'm going to show you what happens if you do this a certain way, and then I'll show you how to do it another way. So first of all, we press S on the keyboard for scale, and then we can make these smaller. Okay. Now we have a bit of a problem, do we not? They're not scaling around their midpoints, they're all scaling around here, which is wrong. So let's press escape and move down into this little box here. Okay. Now in this little box, this will give us pivot point controls over where these objects work around a particular pivot point. And what we need to do is have individual origins selected. Okay. Now if you press S again and then scale, we can see what happens is they behave themselves. Okay, so when we're happy with where they want to be, if you find that the snap tool, because the snap tool's still on, if you find that that's causing problems and it's too big a snap, you can press the Control and Shift keys down at the same time, and it will kind of let you do it in slower increments. So let's just choose a kind of good measurement there. When you're happy, press the left mouse button. Okay, now if I press A and deselect, we can see what we're left with. Now I'm a little bit unsure about some of these, like this area here is much bigger than this area here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on this face, right click, shift, right click on this face, because they're both the same size, and I'm going to press S, but this time I'm going to press the X key, because I want this just to scale along the X axis. Okay, so S and then X, and the other thing I want to do is press Control and Shift down again, because I want this to be done quite slowly. Okay, so that it evens itself out. Okay, that's good. And I think maybe this one's a bit bigger than this one, so I'm going to choose that face there. I'm going to press S, but this time I need to just yeah, it's X again. And then maybe the Control and Shift keys, just to be gentler. And that didn't really do very much, so I'm going to do it again. S and X. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same over here, I think, as well. Right click the middle face, S, X, Shift Control, and then the door frame, yeah, this really needs some as well, so I'm going to press this face, Shift click these two faces as well, and then press S and X again, Control Shift just to kind of make it smoother. Okay, these guys up here look, oh no, actually you could probably do it a bit, so right click this one, but this time I want it to be on the Z axis because he's quite small here, so I'm going to press S and then Z and then Shift and Control. Okay, now these are in place now, which is great. Next up, what we'll do is we'll extrude all of these things out so that we'll start to get a little bit of shape, and yeah, it should start to look like it's kind of coming alive a little bit.